Right. Welcome, everyone. Welcome again to the second annual Day of Belonging. Beautiful partnership with Creative Building Artworks in Strathmore. We're very happy you're here. This is a wonderful event building on last year. We hope to keep it going on. I do want to say that Strathmore is grateful to Lockheed Martin for supporting our Bloom Access initiative, as well as making this event possible. And I want to thank, hello? Also thanks Seema and Ashi and all the team at Creative Building Artworks who do such a fantastic job. This is going to be the highlight performance of the performance. So of the 8th day. So I want to also remind you that we have weekly creative writing workshops with Creative Building Artworks. So check out our website to sign up for those. And I'll hand it on to Seema.
Thank you. Thank you, Strathmore, for your support. Thank you all for making this such a fantastic day. I'm very, very, very excited for this final performance. We are having a poetry reading and then some, I don't think it's a surprise, you know what's going to happen next. My hope is that we leave this room, I was saying, with our hearts just like out of our bodies floating in the sky because we feel so connected to one another. So that's what I'm going for. No pressure on you. The More Than One Story program is partially funded by a VA grant called the Staff Sergeant Parker Gordon Fox Grant. Before we begin, I want to take a moment to recognize that today would have been Staff Sergeant Fox's 30th birthday. He died by suicide 5 years ago, and his family sort of took up the torch to try to keep other families from experiencing that loss. So I just want to take a moment of silence for Staff Sergeant Fox, and also each of us has been touched by this. We all know somebody. So just a moment. Thank you. The More Than One Story program is one of the most spectacular things I've ever been a part of. It began as an idea. We did a collaborative program with the Military Women's Memorial and 10 military women. And we did this collaborative poem, and at the end of it, every one of the participants said they didn't have a space like this. There was a moment when I asked, did you feel safe when you were in basic training? And we had a really rich conversation about it. And everyone said they hadn't been asked that question ever before. Which, how can we get to a solution if we are not asking the questions, right? So we read a lot of grants, and we got this one from the Staff Sergeant Parker Gordon Fox VA program. And you will all be the first to know that we just received the grant for the 3rd year. So huge thanks to the VA for that. And it's a virtual community center, our program. And we come together the 4th Monday of every month and some in between, led by Alexis Laurier, our More Than One Story program director, program manager. And it's one of the most powerful 90 minutes of my month. So I'm really, really, really excited to have this chance to introduce you to some of the participants and major players of the More Than One Story program. We're going to have a reading, and as they're reading, you've been given an index card. And if you've been here before, you know about this thing that we do. It's a way to listen actively. If there's a line or a note or a phrase that resonates with you, write it down. And then we'll make sure that they know we heard them. So we're going to start. We're going to go around like this, and we're going to start with Ilaria Stanley.
So hi, I'm Ilaria Stanley, and I've been part of More Than One Story since the very beginning, and I absolutely love it, and I'm grateful for it and the space it provides. I'm a 20-year combat retired Army veteran, and I'm very happy to be here today. The uniform is an identity. It strips away the former costumes we would wear and gives us a new one. It is imbued with history, expectations, lies, promises, threats, and hopes, shared traumas, and shared victories. It doesn't strip away our own identity, rather it enhances it. Think back to how we could always identify someone even from behind. We knew them in a sea of other uniforms, one herring in a mass school, swimming alone together, and alone. The uniform can be both a Linus blanket and a cage. Fortunately, we do not wear it alone, though at times we may feel as though we're the only ones. And two, at times we're in a formation feeling naked and trapped. The uniform guides and shapes our experiences, but does not define it. That is left for us. We are never taught how to feel. They teach us how to do, to act, to be it winning, losing, or not being included. We don't know how. Disappointment, anger, hurt, rage, tears, hurting so much that there are no more tears, joy, success, bliss, contentment, giggles, laughing, and we can't even stop. We don't know how to be those things. We feel shame when we are happy around others. We're embarrassed when we are negative around others. And no one taught us how to accept feeling shame and embarrassment. We don't know how to feel. And we certainly don't know how to receive feelings from others. Are they real? What are they? Is it a trap? A motive? Just a way to get us? Be wary when someone is vulnerable and shares. You're in danger if you're open to it. We were never taught that having an emotion with someone else is not being vulnerable. It's being alive and true. And since we are never taught, we exist in a web of lies.
My name is Lena Jade, and I enlisted in the Army back in 2002 when I was 28 and had two small children. What I'm going to read is when Seema gave us a list of 8 different phrases. It was the beginning and we had to fill in the end. You do not have to have a picture-perfect home. Bills will still be waiting for you tomorrow, as will the laundry. As long as you live in a space, it will at least look lived in. Picture perfect is for magazines. It doesn't truly exist. You don't have to bury the fear that you're not good enough. You don't have to overexert yourself, aiming to overachieve in everything you can. Most things can also be accomplished by someone else. It's okay to ask for and take advantage of assistance. You don't need to write about the million things that need to be done ASAP. As soon as one item is completed and crossed off the list, another 2 or 3 will become evident. Write down what you did accomplish, no matter how little it might seem. Just waking up, breathing, and getting up to use the bathroom can be great achievements on a no-spoon day. You can let go. Let go of the threat to have your kids taken away if your house wasn't clean. Let go of all the pain the previous spouse caused when he cheated on you. You have the right to be you without everyone else's expectations. You can lie. Then again, don't lie. Either keep your words to yourself or tell the truth as you see it. You don't have to feel guilty for keeping parts of yourself a secret, but you don't have to feel guilty for sharing your truth and authentic self. You can be your true, authentic self, no matter what anyone else expects of you. If they don't accept you as you are, then they don't deserve to know you. Revel in sunshine. The vitamin D is an anti-inflammatory, and well, the sun is supposed to be happy. Let its rays touch your happy place too. Remember, you are loved for who and what you are, all imperfections included.
Okay, my name is Martha Pedersen. I joined the Navy in 1981 and served for 14 years. This is a blessing to my younger self. You are an incredible person. You might not always believe that. You will have times of confidence and times of doubt. That's normal, even though no one will tell you that. May you learn to feel comfortable with who you are. The Irish say, may the road rise up to meet you. I say it always will, especially when it doesn't feel like it. The road often divides. Take the one less traveled, it's yours. It may scare you. Have courage. If the road of your choosing doesn't fit after a while, choose another one. May you find your purpose in life through every road you take. Many people will want you to fit into their idea of who you should be to make their lives comfortable with no concern for you. You will have many roles, from child to adult, from civilian to sailor, and back again. Embrace each for what you can learn. May you hold on only to what serves you. You are a complex person with many complementary and conflicting parts. Some given, some learned, some you were born with. Let the sun burn away what no longer fits. Burn away the parts that aren't yours to carry. It hurts sometimes. It's hard others. But know that you are worthy. What remains is you, no longer forgotten or unknown. May you find yourself and have the courage to be yourself. Over time, you will find different people that stay with you for a reason, for a season, or for a lifetime. Each will help you as you need. Some will leave when their time with you is over. May you cherish those who help you. Know that you are strong and smart and resilient. Know that you can do great things. Things others may not consider great, but a greatness that is truly yours. Define yourself separate from others, and your life will be yours. Define success however you want. I know you are afraid. You'll get through it. It won't last. I'm waiting for you.
We should be making the, is this okay? I feel like the process should be my making a comment about Martha's like we do in our group. It was gorgeous. Thank you, Martha. I remember some of that from one of our sessions. I'm Stephanie. I enlisted in the Air Force in the mid-80s and served one term as a Russian linguist. And this is based on, I wanted to look it up, The Layers by Stanley Kunitz, which we read back in the fall of 23. I know I wanted to look at that because I like what you said. I have walked through many lives because when I came out of your womb, you handed me to strangers, and I'm not who I was supposed to be. Yet it is now I who pity you because of all that you missed while you drank tequila, danced salsa, and doubted your choice, while I played Debussy and Scott Joplin at Landover Mall and crowds applauded little brown me as I tore up those ivories, until I realized you weren't there to give me my map, and I felt so lost. So I placed a sack on a stick, held tight, and hitchhiked from Lackland to West Berlin. Heck, we may even have rubbed shoulders at the Texas bar with the bucking bronco. And you just missed me in that Today Show crowd scene in West Berlin when the wall fell, which brought me back to the books and odd jobs at Blockbuster Video and the San Jose Children's Discovery Museum. And still, I was lost until poetry started to unlock the life layers left in that delivery room.
Wow. And I'm Leslie. And I joined the military in 1983 and was medically retired in 2017. This is about speech and holding words. For so many years, I've kept words beneath my tongue, like secret codes to a nuclear bomb, where I didn't get a say in why that touching wasn't familial or neighborly or professional, and why that mode of correction wasn't appropriate. The rising of bile in my throat from holding the words of pain and hurt buried from comparison, trying to fit into a mold that I never could, like fitting square pegs into round holes. It's no wonder my ambitions led me to war. It was familiar. And the stifling of words became greater, to tongue-biting extremes, almost to the swallowing of my own. Keeping my head above water, becoming a buoy to lead others out and home safely was my way to survive. And every now and then, a stifled word finds its way to the surface above my tongue, and through those expressions, and frees another part of my soul.
My name's Alexis. I also joined the military in 2002, the Army Reserves. My poem was from a prompt that was titled Permission. I give myself permission to fucking breathe, to let the sink overflow, to let the dirty clothes simmer on the basement floor. Permission to ignore that call from family, asking for advice that I know they ain't gonna listen to. To just be Alexis, not just a mother, a wife, a counselor, a friend. I give myself permission to just be eating spicy Funyuns and watching reruns of Monk, to lay down in grass fresh with dew and creeping insects. I don't have to bury thoughts of darkened hallways, shifty fingers, and stiffened groins. I don't have to bury my feelings of fear, guilt, shame, and the refusal to comply and just get along, to get along. I can revel in my solace for chicken fingers with spicy brown mustard and not that weak-ass yellow kind. I don't need to write the darkest parts of me, but I don't need to sugarcoat it either. I am a full set of kitchen knives. I'm a full set of fine dessert bowls. Today, and even the day after, I give myself permission to bleed, cry, laugh, and maybe even run around the block naked. Permission to begin again and sit still.
My name is Rael Hayden, United States Army, active duty, 13 years. And I'm honored to be here. What I wrote is a version of something of a compilation from a writing prompt about regrets. Regrets. I sit in my comfy place with my hot cup of fresh brewed pumpkin spice coffee and polish my thoughts. Most decisions are made without much thought about regrets. These decisions happen automatically throughout our daily lives. But every once in a while, a decision comes along that requires deep contemplation. Walking away from a free ride through college, joining the army, getting married, having children, returning to finish your education, deciding to divorce. All these choices help shape who you became: a dedicated soldier, the wife, caring mother, business professional, and faithful friend. Sure, some choices made along the way got you into trouble, but you learned from those choices. And then comes along a much harder decision. When someone you care very much about says, you know everything about me. And you realize that you have not been forthcoming in that relationship. Thus, you now have to decide whether or not to be equal in that relationship and share what you have been holding back. That happening that not even your besheret knew about. So you take a leap of faith, get up the guts, take to the phone and make that call. And you share that most private secret. Now you know everything about me. And you wait for what seems like eternity for the response, acceptance or rejection. Then it comes. Well, that explains you and your behavior. I understand you better. Thank you for sharing. I love you. I love you too. No regrets. No regrets. Thank you. No regrets.
Let's hear it for our more than one story participant one more time. The shape of our prompts moved through who I am, who I was, and who I am becoming. That is, in fact, the whole triangle that we move through as we create art, as we become more ourselves, and then less that other self, and more the next self. Thank you all for sharing your very particular individual stories. It's just like fantastic. So I've been talking a little bit about this ancient technology of sitting around in a circle and telling stories invented by all of our ancestors, bar none. There's no people anywhere who didn't figure out that the best way for us to heal was to sit in a circle and show up for one another together, maybe make a little music. So I'm happy to introduce my dear friend, Kofi Dennis, who will guide us through this next bit where we will begin to speak back those lines while we create a container together of sound. So we're going to follow Kofi's directions. Okay. All right. Watch out. Alexis got sticks. They weren't prepared for this. I'll grab you some.
All right. Thank you so much, Seema. And thank you. What a wonderful, wonderful things. So, see that I'm having drums, right? We're going to tell a story. The stories that we've heard, the stories that we're filled with in our hearts. Some of them are non-verbal. Most of them are verbal. But the stories are made of who we are. And who we are in music are three things: steady beat, rhythm, and melody. Steady beat, rhythm, and melody. The melody is the one that really comes from our brain, the part of our brain that, that gives us emotion. Steady beat, we walk it all the time. We all walk the beat. The rhythm, we walk it too, and we talk it. So I'm going to show you that steady beat. And our story is all about rhythm. Our story is all about rhythm. And rhythm, as I said, is sandwiched by steady beat and melody. And so here we are. We take that step, and this, and that, and this, and that, and this, and that, and this, and that, and we take this, and we take, and until, and guess what? The thing about stories is that we all have a story to tell, because we are all uniquely made. And so the way I'm walking, I take my steps, and not the same way you take your steps, because my physique is different from yours. But it's still a steady beat. The pulse are the same, even pulse, still steady. It could be faster or slower, for that tempo. It's still a steady pulse. And once we're taking that beat, the rest of our body, our lower torso and our upper torso, are moving rhythmically to that step, the beat. That's the rhythm. And then sometimes the melody, our emotions inform the way we move the rhythm. When we are happy, when we are sad, and when we are shocked. But it's a steady pace. So steady. This and that. This and that. This and that. And And if you have a drum, give me drum. And don't have a lot of them. And this and that. This and 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 one, two, three, and stop. But that steady beat is just a basic beat. Because some of us have various ways of creating that rhythmic pattern in a way that it's not just this and that. So if this is a low sound and that is a high sound, right? Then your this and that will be the big and small. Go ahead. That's right. And your this and that will be the low sound and the high sound. 1, 2, 3, and stop. But how about if you just want to go big, big, small, small? Try that for us. Big, big, small, small. Big, big, small. Keep going. How about if you want to go big, 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 small. Big, 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 small. Low, low. How about if those of us who have the drums like this want to go going, stop, keep going. Want to go Peter Pata, hey, hey, hey. Peter Pata, Peter Pata. Last one. So, once upon a time, it happened that Anansi the spider, who loves to play tricks on everyone, was himself in trouble. He had gone out into the woods to get food. And when he got there, he encountered the 4 neighbors. He encountered the 4 neighbors. The tree, who's still and constant. Let's go. Tick tock. The tree is constant. Let's go. The drum. Tick tock. Tick tock. One, two, three, and stop. And the vine, who only got to see the skies because of the tree. And the vine is always happy. One, two, three, and stop. And the bird who's perched on top of the tree, but it's always singing, share, learn to share. Share, learn to share. And goes, beady, 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 beady. Tick tock, tick tock, tick tock. Beady, 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 beady. Share, learn to share. Share, learn to share. Share, learn to share. One, two, three, and stop. So, and Nancy the spider is looking for this food, a big birdie, to take home. And the birdie is on top of his voice. Share to share, share to share, to share. One, two, three, and stop. So the tree is saying, keep quiet. Please, it's too loud. Don't you know that someone's problem may affect others? And the birdie goes, share, learn to share, share, learn to share. One, two, three, and stop. And the vine tells the tree, are you asking her to shut up? Please, let her express herself. Let her express herself. So the tree said, no, shh. Don't you know that your problem might affect me? Shh. And the vine is saying, why? And the tree is saying, but you got to just see the birdie because of me. So why can't she express herself? I know it. And so the birdie goes, one, two, three, and stop. Now here comes Anansi the spider. He's been looking for. Looked everywhere, nothing. And then Anansi the spider heard, the birdie. Beady, 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 beady. I got my food. So Anansi the spider, spin his web and then got the birdie. But when the birdie fell, Anansi couldn't find the birdie. He's looking for the bird. Looks everywhere, and finally he finds it. It's a huge one. And Anansi the spider wanted to tie up the birdie. So he pulls up the vine and then ties up the birdie. It's a huge birdie. And whilst he was pulling the vine, the vine pulled down the tree. And the tree also fell. And just when Anansi the spider was going to just go over the tree, he fell into this stream of water and was swallowed by the huge fish. Now Anansi is in trouble, and everyone says, oh no. 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 One, two, three, and stop. And Anansi the spider is now in trouble. How he got here, he only knows. But how is he going to be saved? That's when the community became a community. Now listen, there's that one in the community whose name is Sea Trouble. He's the visionary in the community. He does not waste time. He sees everything. So he calls everyone, please, Anansi the spider is in trouble. Let's go save him. What is it? How did it happen? So I saw it all. Finally, he's been swallowed by a monster fish. Everyone says, oh no. Oh no. Oh no. One, two, three, and stop. But how are we going to find him? Where is he? Well, Sea Trouble says, well, he went up the hill and went up, down and round those trees and those valleys. And well, that one in the community who is a civil engineer. He said, don't worry, I'm going to make a way. Just follow me. So he goes, beady, beady, bam, bam, beady, beady, bam, bam, beady, beady, bam, bam. Bam, 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 bam. 1, 2, 3, and stop. Soon they got there. They got to where the stream of water is. How are we going to find the monster fish that has swallowed Anansi the spider? Well, that one in the community says, don't worry, my name is water drinker. If I drink this water, you can find a monster fish that has swallowed Anansi the spider. So he said, don't worry, here we go. Peter Pata, hey, hey, hey. Go. Peter Pata, hey, hey, hey. 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 All the water is gone. Where is the monster fish? Sea Trouble says, look, right there, look at this huge, humongous monster fish. So scary. Oh no. Everyone says, oh no. Oh no. And stop. How are we going to get a nicest one out of this scary looking monster fish? Well, that one says, don't worry, my name is Fish Opener. So Fish Opener said, don't worry, this is going to be tedious, but it's going to be. Hey, hey, hey. Indeed, Fish Opener opened the fish. Everyone in the community picks in, and there's another spider. Excitement. The critical tenant high-fiving. We did it. Except nobody took Anansi out of the monster fish. And just when the excitement was reaching its crescendo, here comes a falcon, this birdie, this huge birdie that comes up and scoops Anansi out. That same birdie that Anansi the spider has tied up and tangles up and scoops Anansi out of the bird of the fish and flies out into the skies, way up there. And everyone says, oh no. Almost like all hopes are dashed because it's gone. The bird is gone, and that's the spider. There's still that one in the community that says, I have the laser tracker. With this my laser tracker, I'm going to get this. hold up your breath, everyone says. And they said, are you sure? She says, what do you mean, are you sure? I allowed you to do your part. How could you trust me to do my part? It's my part. Please. So that moment, when the laser beam flashed on the birdie, and the birdie screamed, that's the spider falling off. Falling off. And everyone says, oh no. Just when Nancy the spider is going to fall down, and guess what? Rips into pieces. There's always that one in the community. Don't worry, my name is Cushion. So Cushion lays down, and Nancy the spider falls on top of Cushion. And it sounded like this. Bam, 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 bam. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Nancy the spider got out. The first thing he saw, the first one he saw was Cushion. Cushion. He saved my life. Cushion. Thank you. Thank you. And Cushion says, what did I do? I belong to a community. Thank you for my son. Then I must be you see trouble. You must be the one that saw me in trouble. Gracias. And see trouble says, I belong to you. Thank you for my son. It must be you. The engineer, the civil engineer, the road builder. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you. German would say thank you. I belong to the community. Well, then, it must be water drinking. So good, so good, so good. The rabbi would say, so good, say thank you. But he said, you did it by yourself because I did belong with you. And it might be you. Shukriya, shukriya. And you say, don't you come. Then it might be you. And you say, asante. Asante sana. In Swahili, you say, asante sana. And you say, don't you come. Then it might be you. Arigato. Domo arigato. Domo arigato. In Japanese, you say, thank you very much. But you say, Kamsahamnida. Kamsahamnida. In Korean, we say Kamsahamnida, thank you. But you say, you belong to your community. Spasiba. In Russian, we say spasiba. You say, my life. And you say, I belong to the community. Merci beaucoup. Merci beaucoup. In French, you say merci beaucoup. But you say, and you say,
I belong to it.
and you say, and you say, and you all say,
I belong to the community.
Community. It's about trust. It's about love, because trust comes out of love, and love comes out of giving. each one of us gives of our best. No contract, we just gives of our best. You're making up the road, you're seeing someone in trouble, you know, you being the cushion. That's the best you can give. It may be your million, it may be her 1,000 or her dollar, but it's still worth $1 billion because you're giving your best. And whether we are falling or we are rising in a community where love prevails, just trust. And Nancy the Spider touched everyone's life by how he recognized that everyone deserves to be thanked because everyone continues to work for each other in the community. Yay! Grazie, gracias. Thank you, everyone, for being part of this more than a story. This wonderful story time. Thank you, Simon. Yes. And the way I end is this. The way I end is this. I grew up in Ghana, and in Ghana, if anyone tells you, I go, that means, may I have your attention? Are you paying attention? And you say, Amen. That means, that's right, you give me your attention, you promise to pay attention. And so let's do that together 4 times, okay? I say, I go, you say, Amen. I go, Amen. I go, Amen. I go, Amen. I go, Amen. 4 times, we clap 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. Next sequence is we part our shoulders 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. Next one, we blow out air. Whoo, whoo, whoo. Right again. Whoo, whoo. Next, we stretch our elbows. Whoo, 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 whoo. One more time. Whoo, whoo, whoo. Finally, happy circles. 1 above your head, 1 all the way down. And you say, I. And say, Moja. Moja is Swahili, where that means oneness, unity. I. Moja. Again. I. Moja. Now, let's have only 3 instruments here. Cha, 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 cha. Take, stop, take, stop. I go. I go. I go. At your shoulder. Blow out some air. Stretch your elbows. More. I go. Clap. At your shoulders. Blow out some air. Stretch your elbows. I moja. I moja. I moja. I do. To hug. All right, so stand up with me. We're going to hug ourselves. Say, say, repeat after me, okay? Your turn. hug. I want as I'm ready to hug. I want yourself. Yourself. Open arms. Give someone a hug. One more time. Give someone a hug. One more time. Yourself. Give someone a hug. One more time. Yourself. Somebody. Somebody a hug. Last one. Give somebody a hug. Achoo. Achoo. What?
Thank you, Kofi. No, I'm just standing here like weird. Thank you all for being here, for being a part of it. Thank you, our more than one story band leaders. Kofi, we wanted to give you something to thank you. So I just want to say Kofi has been bringing his drum circles since Walter Reed Army Medical Center. We would set up in the breezeway. Those early days, you remember. Oh yeah. Car full of drums to Fort Belvoir. How did that get through the gate? But it's just, you bring joy and wisdom, and I felt my heart leave my body. I hope you did too. So we have something for you from Steve.
I made a couple more. There was some cutoffs that I had made for other pieces of woodworking, and I came up with some cutoffs that I turned into some vases. Friend of mine from Iceland, we were chatting back and forth, and I said, I don't know where to put the hole or what I should do with the center. So they said, offset it. It'll make it a little bit more interesting. So for you.
So like talking on this little mic here. Oh, that's such a good idea. I'm doing great, y'all. It's been lots of rest this week. Thank you for the great pleasure of creating this place of belonging and letting me into it. Huge thanks to all of our sponsors, every single facilitator. If you're a facilitator in here, please stand up. Please stand up. Please stand up. And if you were a volunteer today, please stand up and let us give you. We could not have done this without our volunteers. And if you are Ashi Paliparambil or Esther Ortiz Sanchez, please stand up. The amount of work that goes, I mean, you can tell the amount of work that goes into putting on something like this. I actually don't know because I didn't do it. It was, it was Ashi and Esther and just, of course, Rob and Ben. Oh, yes. And our wonderful film crew and Adrian with the live stream. And our sound engineer, Lee. And equally, and maybe most of all of you, thank you for showing up, for making space for I did not see a lonely person here, and that's because of you. So if you were helpful today, please stand up. That's all of you. No, I'm kidding. You don't all have to stand up. Actually, you do because it's over. Ash, you want to say anything? That's right. Okay. Well then, thank you so much for being here, for making this such a successful day. A survey will go out to you. There's at 5 o'clock. If you are around, we are going to have a no host social. That means you buy your own. At the North Bethesda Marriott Conference Center, where many of us are staying. If this was your first time with us, I hope it will not be your last. I hope you keep joining us, keep showing up, keep belonging to this community. And thanks again to the Strathmore for this beautiful space. Have a great, great rest of your weekend, everyone.